Michel Foucault, a French philosopher, spent his life studying power. He wasn't interested in kings or laws. Foucault wanted to know how power worked in everyday life. He believed power wasn't just something you had, it was everywhere, shaping our thoughts and actions. Foucault's ideas challenged traditional views. He showed how power could be subtle and hidden. His work remains important for understanding the world around us. Foucault's writing is often complex, but his ideas are crucial for understanding how societies function. He explored prisons, hospitals, and schools. These institutions, he argued, were not just neutral places. They were sites where power operated in very specific ways. Foucault's work helps us see how power shapes our identities and experiences. Foucault's most famous book, Discipline and Punish, examines the history of prisons. He argues that modern prisons are not just about punishing criminals, they are about disciplining bodies and minds. Foucault's work is relevant today as we grapple with issues of surveillance, control, and the power of institutions. His legacy continues to inspire scholars and activists alike. Michel Foucault used the term biopower to describe a new form of power. This power emerged in the 18th century. It focused on controlling populations, not just individuals. Biopower is about managing life itself. It's about regulating birth rates, promoting health, and extending lifespan. Sounds good, right? But biopower has a darker side too. It can be used to control and regulate people's bodies and lives in intrusive ways. Think about government policies on reproduction, health, and even death. These policies are all examples of biopower in action. Biopower operates through various institutions and practices. These can range from healthcare systems to education policies. Biopower is often invisible, working through norms and expectations. It shapes our understanding of what is normal and desirable. Think about beauty standards or expectations around health and fitness. These are all influenced by biopower. Understanding biopower is crucial in today's world. Before biopower, power was mostly about sovereignty. Kings and rulers held absolute authority. They could punish or even kill their subjects. Biopower is different. It doesn't just repress life, it manages and optimizes it. Think of a gardener tending to their plants. They nurture growth, but they also prune and control it. Sovereign power was about saying, you can't do this or I'll punish you. Biopower is more like, to be healthy and productive, you should do this. It's about shaping desires and behaviors, not just controlling actions. This shift from sovereign power to biopower marked a significant change. Biopower is exercised through institutions like schools, hospitals, and the media. It's not always repressive. It can also improve health and well-being. But biopower can be dangerous when it leads to discrimination or exclusion. It can be used to control and regulate certain populations more than others. This makes understanding biopower crucial for social justice. Foucault identified several key aspects of biopower. First, it operates on a population level. It's not about controlling individuals, but managing entire groups. Second, biopower is concerned with the norm. It defines what is considered healthy, desirable, and productive. Those who deviate from the norm can face exclusion or intervention. Think about public health campaigns that encourage certain lifestyles, or consider how schools categorize students based on academic ability. These are examples of how biopower works to normalize certain behaviors and identities. Biopower relies on collecting and analyzing vast amounts of data about populations. This data is used to track health trends, monitor birth rates, and identify risk factors. This information allows for targeted interventions and policies aimed at managing populations. Foucault's work on biopower highlights the complex relationship between knowledge and power. He argues that knowledge, especially about the body and population, becomes a tool of governance under biopower. Section 5. Biopower's grip on modern society, a closer look. Biopower is everywhere in modern society. It shapes our healthcare systems, education policies, and even our personal choices. Governments use biopower to promote public health. Think about vaccination campaigns, anti-smoking laws, and initiatives to combat obesity. These are all examples of biopower at work. But biopower also influences our everyday lives in more subtle ways. The media bombards us with images of ideal bodies and lifestyles. This shapes our desires and anxieties about our health and appearance. Biopower can lead to discrimination and exclusion. For example, people with disabilities or chronic illnesses may face barriers or prejudice. Understanding biopower is crucial for analyzing these issues and working towards a more just and equitable society. The rise of surveillance technologies and data collection practices in the 21st century has intensified concerns about biopower. Section 6. Real-world examples of biopower. Seeing is believing. Let's look at some real-world examples of biopower in action. Think about the COVID-19 pandemic. Governments implemented lockdowns, mask mandates, and vaccination programs. These measures aim to control the spread of the virus and protect the population's health. This is a clear example of biopower at work. Another example is reproductive health policies. Governments may implement policies regarding contraception, abortion, and family planning. These policies can influence birth rates, family structures, and women's control over their bodies. These policies are often subject to intense debate. They raise important questions about the role of the state in regulating reproduction and family life. The use of biometric data, such as facial recognition and DNA databases, raises further concerns about privacy and surveillance. These technologies give governments and corporations unprecedented power to track and control populations. Section 7, Foucault, in Dialogue, Agamben, Butler, and the Discourse of Biopower. Michel Foucault's concept of biopower has sparked much debate and discussion. Other thinkers, like Giorgio Agamben and Judith Butler, have built upon and critiqued Foucault's ideas. Agamben, an Italian philosopher, argues that biopower has led to the emergence of the Homo sacer. The Homo sacer is an individual or group excluded from the protection of law and subject to absolute power. Agamben sees the concentration camp as the ultimate expression of biopower. Judith Butler, an American philosopher, focuses on the relationship between biopower and gender. She argues that biopower operates by defining and enforcing normative ideas about sex, gender, and sexuality. This leads to the marginalization and exclusion of those who don't conform to these norms. Butler's work highlights how biopower intersects with other forms of power, such as patriarchy and heteronormativity. Section 8. The enduring legacy of biopower, Foucault's impact. Michel Foucault's concept of biopower has had a profound impact on how we understand power and control in the modern world. His work has influenced various fields, from sociology and political science to medicine and public health. Foucault's ideas help us make sense of the complex ways in which power operates in contemporary society. Foucault's work encourages us to be critical of seemingly neutral institutions and practices. He teaches us to question how power shapes our lives, even in subtle and invisible ways. Understanding biopower is crucial for resisting oppressive forms of power and promoting social justice. Foucault's work remains relevant in the digital age as new technologies and data collection practices raise novel challenges to privacy and autonomy. His ideas provide valuable tools for navigating the ethical and political implications of biopower in the 21st century. Section 9, Conclusion: Biopower in the 21st century. Biopower is not going away. In fact, it's becoming even more pervasive in the 21st century. New technologies such as artificial intelligence and big data are giving governments and corporations unprecedented power to monitor and control populations. As we navigate this brave new world, understanding biopower is more crucial than ever. Foucault's work provides us with the tools to critically examine these developments and resist the encroachment of biopower on our lives. By recognizing the subtle ways in which power operates, we can start to challenge and dismantle oppressive systems. The future of biopower is in our hands. By understanding its mechanisms and resisting its excesses, we can strive for a more just and equitable world. Foucault's concept of biopower remains a powerful lens through which to analyze and critique contemporary power relations.